Jack here, Superintendent of Fauquier County Public Schools, with another edition of One Hard Question. This week's hard question really is in anticipation of questions that are certain to be asked in the next few days or in the next week or so related to weather and closings, etc. First and foremost, if you want to know more about the decisions and how decisions are made and frequently asked questions relative to closures, delays, and the various options associated with those things, if you go to our website, www.fcps1.org, and under click links, click on closings and delays, and you can access this brochure, which is extremely helpful, provides a great deal of information about closings and delays. And that web page also includes additional information that you might be interested in. But I wanted to point a couple things out because these questions always come up when we have these big snow events. The decisions to close most recently were relatively easy. The call for Friday was easy. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday of this week, pretty easy calls. We made the unusual step of going ahead and canceling Wednesday and Thursday of this week. That was a decision I made because after checking roads and some school parking lots and whatnot yesterday, it became pretty obvious that we're going to be lucky to be in school on Friday. That doesn't say we will or won't. It just means we'll be lucky to get in Friday. Some schools choose to do sort of the one day at a time approach. To me, it just didn't make sense to do one day at a time when I know that we're going to be closed. We would be closed Wednesday and Thursday this week. But the other thing I want to mention is the whole freeze and refreeze. Now, this is something that, again, it comes up every year. The snow, we had a big melt yesterday in the afternoon. A lot of the snow disappeared. When the choices and decisions to open and close become difficult is when we start grappling with the melt freeze, and with as much snow as come down in the last few days, makes decisions difficult because we have a lot of wet roads, and when the temperature gets down, into the 20s, it's supposed to be 20 degrees tonight, and it'll be colder out where I live in Marshall. The roads become treacherous, and then the decisions about opening, closing, delaying, they become much more difficult. So just keep that in mind, because you might look out your front door and see your roads are great, everything's wonderful, but I can tell you in the northern part of the county, we got some real issues, significant issues, continuing. I was very fortunate, even this morning, to get out of my neighborhood. With some of the neighbors and I plowed the road, and it was difficult to get out. So just wanted to make that clear that different parts of the county are impacted differently. But I also want to say this, because we've already had to deal with this year. When we do open, it's likely that when we make the decision to open or have a delayed opening, there may be a few roads out there that are deemed by different parents as being unsafe, or they're not comfortable sending their child out, and those are decisions that parents have to make. If you feel as a parent that a road is not safe in your eyes in terms of putting your child on a bus, then you always have the option of keeping your child home, and that'll be an excused absence. But when we start dealing with these situations where we're dealing with frosts, freezes, thaws, you end up in some tricky situations. And of course, student safety is of the utmost importance. But the fact of the matter is, when we do start bringing students back, there may be some roads that are still somewhat questionable, and if you as a parent are not comfortable, that will most definitely be an excused absence. You just need to let us know. So that sort of is what it is. Keep your fingers crossed for Friday. Hopefully we'll be back in on Friday, but we'll have to sort of wait and see what happens with the roads and with the freeze and thaw throughout the rest of the week. All right, thanks very much. Have a great rest of the week.